put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun. It's essentially turned it into a short barrel rifle, which has been a weapon of choice by a number of mass shooters.
Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense. That's right, America. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And that guy has no idea what the hell he's talking about, yet is still trying to tell you that he knows better about guns than you do. This is the Lost Art of Common Sense with your hosts, Josh and Kevin. And today we're talking about gun control. More specifically, I know we've talked about it in the past, but it's all about gun control, what it means, what it's going to happen if we get rid of it, all that good, fun stuff. So let's get right into it. Kevin, obviously, like I just said, we've talked about gun control in a roundabout way in a few episodes back in the day. But between the current talk and the actions being taken by the ATF and stuff like that, there seems to be like a harder push lately going on. Why do you think now they're really trying to... I mean, they've been trying for a while, but it seems like, why do you think they're really pushing it hard now?
Well, maybe they think they're going to be out of power here soon. I don't know. That's why I think is their main reason is they don't think they're going to win the 2024 election. So they're doing all their little wish list shit. And they're going to try to do it these last 2 years of that dumb guy who we just watched. That guy who somehow got elected president. The guy that can barely talk.
Elected.
And doesn't know anything about guns. That guy is going to be in charge. You know, he's been trying to get rid of guns since he was a damn senator. And I think it's because, like anything else, one, I think they're just doing, well, they're pushing harder now because they think they're going to be out of power. Two, they hate that the public can arm itself anyways. That has been their sole reason for this whole gun push, is because, as with everything, it's hard to be a dictatorship when your citizens are...
It's hard to be a dick.
Dictatorship with with your citizens armed, because they can revolt against you. So if you take away their guns, especially if you make their guns weaker, not weaker, but you can't have as many in the magazine. You can't, certain bump stocks, and I don't get this whole guard thing, but pistol guard thing, but
it's called a brace.
Whatever, the brace.
Apparently, you're just as dumb as the president.
Yeah. So, the brace, I don't really get the reason for that. Some things I just think they do it because they can, or they want to. Anything new, they're just trying to get rid of. I don't know. Like I said, I think they're just doing it to, disarm the public in a slow way. Because if the public goes along with so much shit, eventually they'll try to get rid of guns altogether. So it's like a slow build-up.
Yeah. Well, here's the crux in your argument and why I think you're dumb.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Put your conspiracy theory hat on, Kevin. It's the only thing that makes sense. Well, for one, they're not going to be able to pass any legislation because now there are a few Republicans that go off reservation and vote to Democrats where they need to be primary kicked out of office because, fuck you.
Anything against 2A, you're not a Republican.
But I don't think they have the ability to pass it now. But if they could, and let's say they did lose
talk about
2020.
things like you can pass or not pass it. When you just go through a bureaucratic way and go subvert the Constitution, it doesn't matter, Josh.
Well, but the conspiracy theory is, let's say they do lose the 2024 election, and pretty much if anybody other than a rhino gets elected president, because the top two right now, even though DeSantis is slipping a little bit, is Trump and DeSantis. I think there's going to be a huge firing going on in Washington. So let's say, like, well, we're not going to let that happen. Well, if they take all our guns away, they can be like, we're just staying in power. So that's,
Yeah, but they can't.
I'm just saying.
They're not going to be able to take the guns away. There's no way without striking down the Second Amendment.
Well, that's true. Well, okay. So with Republicans holding the House, and some Democrats do actually vote down gun control stuff because they're Democrats, but they're kind of
moderates.
They're on a heavier red side of purple.
Yeah, like a mansion or a cinema.
Yeah. So when they do that, when it comes to gun controls, I mean, do you think any like new legislation will pass, like the 1986 gun ban?
No, I don't think
it's stupid.
I don't think it will get past the House. Right?
Yeah, I don't think it
should.
But is it just a straight majority in the Senate?
Well, yes, I think it's.
But I don't think Manchin would vote for it.
It's 51-49 in the Senate right now.
I don't think they would get it though, because I don't think Manchin would vote for it.
Sinema might not vote for it.
I don't even think she's a Democrat anymore.
No, she's independent.
Yeah. Because I just can't bring myself to call myself a Republican.
So yeah, I think you're at 51-49 the other way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think anything ever get changed. And kind of the problem we're running into is with the, like you brought up, with the bullshit with the ATF. Like, what do you think of their most recent crap that they've been pulling with these? And it's not just the pistol braces. They've been getting a little wonky on trying to do other shit, and not just that, it's just like their actions, like the recent so I'll let you respond to about the pistol braces, even though you don't seem to know much about it. So
I don't really know a whole lot about it.
I'll let you discuss that in your ignorance. But also, and I don't know if you heard about it, a gun owner, an FFL holder, was raided by the ATF and the IRS, all armed agents. And they confiscated, like, I don't know how many thousands of, what are they, 4470s? Yeah, 4473s background checks, which has your name, address, the date you purchased your gun, and what gun you bought. Because you can't purchase a firearm in the United States from a licensed gun dealer without filling out a federal background check. So that's a little weird. So between all of that and along with these recent bans, and okay, so you can discuss this part too, because I'll kind of fill you in.
I'm going to forget about all this.
No, the ATF director said in front of Congress that the rule only means you can't have a brace on. A brace is used for an AR-15 that is shorter than 16 inches. Because anything shorter than 16 inches is considered a short barrel rifle. And for whatever fucking reason, they're like, short barrel rifles because they're scary in the movies and that makes them more deadly. Technically, the short barrel rifle does not allow the ammunition to reach its full potential when it comes to its, what do you call that? Something coefficient, ballistic coefficient. Because it needs a certain amount of barrel for the powder to burn out to get its true velocity. And it also improves accuracy. So a short barrel rifle isn't as powerful and it's less accurate. So that's all stupid. But you can legally own an AR-15 or any. I don't know exactly sure what the hell considers rifle, because if you have an AR-9, that's 9mm. That's a handgun ammo. But if you put a buttstock on anything, so you can have a Glock, and if you get a conversion kit and it has a buttstock on it, it's considered a short barrel rifle. But you can legally own that with a pistol brace because it makes it a pistol, not a rifle. So he said, and they banned those braces. So now anybody who has an AR-15 pistol or anything that's shorter than 16 inches that has a brace on it is now considered a short barrel rifle and is punishable by 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. But the ATF director said, "Oh no, you just got to take it off. It just can't be attached." Well, the final letter came out and said, "No, if you have one, period, you're a felon." So what do you think of all that? What I just explained? Why you weren't paying attention whatsoever, looking at your sinfulness going on.
I
on your
was
phone.
paying attention. I heard all of it.
We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes. Was Kevin
This
paying
is
attention?
the easiest way to answer this. I'll answer it all in about 3 sentences. All right?
We'll see.
The Second Amendment is the Second Amendment. There should be no restrictions, period. It says, number one, the ATF should not be able to say what you can and can't have without going through legislation saying what you can and can't have, period. The ATF is stepping over boundaries, which I swear to God, we just went through this with the Supreme Court overturning, was it the EPA? Because they're making laws they shouldn't be making because they didn't have the jurisdiction to make laws because they're a bureaucratic, organization. They're not elected officials. So whatever the ATF is doing right now, somebody needs to sue them and take it to the Supreme Court.
There's 3 major pro 2A, and it's not the NRA. Stop giving your money to the NRA.
Yeah, the NRA is a shill of a organization anymore. It's
There's
not what it
Gun
used to
Owners
be.
of America and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah.
So basically, the ATF is just overstepping what it can do. And all these rules, all these things, the thing about them rating it, yes. They can't keep those documents, but the IRS can. You think they're not going to talk to the IRS who has all these documents? What is it, 4470? Is that what you said?
4473.
4473s. So the IRS, they probably took it for tax reasons. Probably one of the probably 30 of the fucking new 85,000 fucking IRS agents we got that are only supposed to go after the rich. So, this is all just fucking bullshit. This fucking country is going down the fucking shitter, and we keep letting it happen. So, unless the Supreme Court steps in, this shit's going to keep happening. The ATF's going to fucking think it has balls it shouldn't have. So we need to snip those balls, fucking shove them up their vagina, and call them fucking pussies.
Harsh, bro. Harsh. If we were popular, we would be getting lots of hate. Luckily, we're not right now, but we could be if you like, subscribe, share, comment, and share with all your friends and subscribe, all that crap. Do it all.
Get me censored. Get me kicked off somewhere. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I want to be popular enough to where I can be fucking muzzled.
Well, I know that if I was going to challenge any of this stuff, I would use precedent based on that EPA case because that's exactly what it is. Here's the fucked up thing is there's an estimated 40 million braces that have been sold, and only 250,000 people took advantage of the free tax stamp, which means on the high side, it's a pretty big gap. It's 2 million or 40 million or something like that. But basically on the high side, it's 0 point something % of gun owners complied with the federal government.
39,960,000 people are felons.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even like having an AR-15 pistol. It's flat out having the brace.
Just the brace.
That's why I feel like the ATF has been way overreaching, and they're the assholes that said it was totally illegal to have. But because when they first came out, the ATF said you can't shoulder them. You could have the brace, but you couldn't shoulder them. Well, someone challenged it, and the court ruled the ATF can't tell you how you can shoot your gun. So everyone on YouTube and other shit after that are shouldering their braces because the ATF can't tell you how to shoot your gun, which I think irked the ATF because it's a bunch of people saying, hey, look at me. I don't have a short barrel rifle. I have a pistol that I can shoulder because nah, fuck you. And I wonder if that's why they sent that out, because they sent out, it used to be, they were doing this thing where you had a checklist, and if you went through it, and basically if it didn't have, there's one that's a buffer tube, and it's got a foam pad on it, and that's it. That's the only brace they'll allow. And then anything else, you go through it, if you had a decent optic on it, any type of hand stop, so you don't blow your fucking hand off on the barrel. Like if you had any of that, if it wasn't a stripped down thing with a foam covered buffer tube, it was a fucking short barrel rifle. But I think this overreach is going to end up, because there's a lot of shit that's illegal that doesn't make any sense. Granted, I think the actual 1986 law basically banned machine guns. I think that's about it. I mean, it's a very generic law, which the only problem with generic laws is you let assholes in the ATF determine
any new machine guns, right?
interpret
You can have
anything pre-1986.
Yeah.
They're expensive as fuck, but you can own them. You have to tax stamp them.
Yeah.
Because even if you get a tax stamp, you legally cannot own a machine gun built after that. All these people that you see that have machine guns, they're owned by the FFL. They don't own them. And they're not supposed to leave the premise unless you and they're considered demos for police or military or whatever. But and I think that's stupid. Anyway, for one thing, machine guns are horrendous. We've discussed this many times. Machine guns are hellaciously inefficient. And unless you got a good muzzle brake, they're hard to be accurate with. But
I don't know. I'd take a good 3-round burst.
Well, yeah. I mean, but the only time you're going to use full auto is if some shit really hits a fucking fan where you need suppressive power, or if you're out with your buddies at the range and you're just like, yeah, full auto. I want to burn money in milliseconds.
I'm rich as shit. I can afford as much ammo as I want. Bro.
But that's the only thing. That's the only time that would come in handy. Like when you need to lay down suppression fire, or you have a huge crowd of zombies coming toward you.
Yeah.
But then you still got to make sure you're hitting it head level, or it's pointless, wasting bullets. But the silencers, that's dumb. That's not a firearm. Silencers,
no.
The whole bump saw thing is stupid.
Silencers don't work nearly as good as they do in movies.
They don't like in the movie. Now you can get a 22 that is about as quiet as in the John Wick movies where you can only hear the action of the gun. You can get a 22 that quiet.
Yeah, but I think it also fucking slows the bullet down, doesn't it? I thought it did.
Really.
I thought they weren't, or either the accuracy wasn't as good, or
no, you're dumb.
I'm pretty sure
You're stupid.
But basically, I mean, it makes it less noisy.
You're stupid.
But it doesn't like a regular 9mm or 45 cal.
No, I mean you can. They're with technology. They're not silent. That it's a suppressor. The guy who made the first one.
It doesn't go.
No, that's what your farts sound like.
I know. Well, no, my farts are a lot louder in a gun.
No, they
rumble in the jungle. What?
the guy who patented the first suppressor called it a silencer. Now you can get pretty fucking quiet suppressors nowadays, but it's still not. The NFA, National Firearms Act, only covers firearms. Suppressors are not firearms, and I think what I'm hoping is overreach ends up getting rid of all that shit. If you want to own a short barrel rifle, a fucking AR-15 pistol, whatever the fuck, own it, because we should be able to own whatever we want, even if it's full auto or a fucking ship cannon mounted on my front porch. I'm an American.
Cannon. They're completely legal.
No, I'm talking modern, buddy.
Is there a modern cannon?
Anti-artillery.
Like a howitzer?
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't have a big enough yard for a howitzer.
I couldn't afford the ammo, but it might be a good lawn ornament.
So why can't you own a short-barreled shotgun or sawed-off shotgun?
Because they're illegal.
No, why though?
Because they're easy to conceal.
I
think a lot of this shit came in the 80s because there was a lot of coke and drugs. So people were concealing firearms under trench coats, which I think we said either last week or the week before, or maybe you just said, never trust anyone in a trench coat. I don't even care if they're carrying a briefcase.
No, I agree.
People in 100%. Trench coats are not trustworthy.
No, they're either going to be carrying something shady underneath that trench coat, or
they're naked.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
That's
exactly
funny.
What I said.
I just interrupted you to say what you were going to say.
Yeah. No, you said it after me But you just said it really loud with a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, because that's what they.
That's
That's
why I
wear.
own 4 trench coats.
Well, this is my naked trench coat.
I call it a duster, sir. It's a duster.
I'm not carrying any firearms or I'm naked. This is where I store all my watches.
Yes, there you go. You're the watch guy. Hey, look at these watches.
But like, that's why it's all dumb shit. It's like the problem is like stuff like that gets used in like, what would you call that? Not high popularity, but like the reason why mass shootings get so much attention, even though they're very small percentage of gun violence in this country.
It's just highly publicized. I mean,
Highly publicized, yeah. Like that's why it's like, oh man, this guy came in and pulled a shotgun out and like a fucking 12 gauge at it's the same thing. Anything that required
more people die by
barrel.
knives than by AR-15s.
And fists.
Yeah. Pistols by far the major killer behind. Nope, it's just pistols. It's pistols.
But you know what you can't do with a pistol? Is challenge a tyrannical government, Kevin.
I think it might be shotguns and AR-15s. Well,
unless you got rifles. The 50 BMG handgun. That's a thing.
Really?
I don't know why the fuck you'd want one. It's designed to go out of a 36-inch barrel, but we're going to shoot out of a 5-inch, which would leave about 2 inches of actual barrel once you load the gun.
The kickback would be fucking crazy.
What happened to your face?
It would just like, I don't know.
Well,
I always liked those videos where like the women were shooting like the Desert Eagle and they didn't brace themselves good enough and they always shoot and they fucking smacks them in the face.
Oh, I saw one girl take a revolver right there. Just, bam. I've seen guys do. I've seen guys fucking have the gun fly out of their hand.
Really?
Ba-doo! Yeah, most of the best like Darwin Award stuff when it comes to firearms are because of stupid dudes.
Yeah,
like the guy I told you about before the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I shot my dick. On to the next question. Do you think the left will ever get their way and end our Second Amendment rights? Like, do you think something like what Gavin Newsom's talking about? He's literally talking about adding an additional amendment that basically nullifies the Second Amendment. Do you think anything like that will ever happen?
No, I think there's... So basically what you got is this country's basically 50-50 with a few purple states. So every year, like during election, it's usually pretty close. And also there's like 3-4 different states that are really close to each other. And you need 33 states to put in a new amendment or, to strike, put a new amendment in to whatever, to supersede the previous one. So it will never happen because you need 33 states to do it. And I just don't think 33 states will ever give up their fucking gun rights.
Well, don't you have to have an overwhelming majority, even in the Congress and Senate, to even like put it to the states?
You have to have supermajority in the Senate to even put it to the states.
And I mean, it should be hard to make a change to the Second Amendment. But let's say they did, Kevin. Let's say they did.
Then country...
They nullify the state. Hey, you let me ask my question, okay? You're getting a little nippy, and I can still see in your eyeball on your phone, you sinful, sinful bastard.
I'm not even...
And I'm not going to tell people what you're doing. Just know it's sinful. If that were to happen, okay, we no longer have the Second Amendment. What do you think would follow that, and what does the U.S. without the Second Amendment look like?
I would say it'd be
now there's two different scenarios though. Let's say what we think would actually happen. It's like you no longer have a second right. You got to give all your guns, and then like say all the guns were gone.
What do you
mean?
It's
like transition.
Just a hypothetical?
Yeah, hypothetical. Like it's gone. Like you no longer have a Second Amendment.
I can tell you what. If the Second Amendment did get overturned, you would have a civil war in this country.
And let's say that the true red-blooded Americans, which I guess are now domestic terrorists, if you believe in the Constitution, lost. Okay, we lost. Not saying we, because we would not be part of that. We would be commentating on it. So now there's no more guns.
Yes.
What do you think the
A
United
dictatorship.
States of America? Oh, you just cut me off there. You don't let me finish.
Just a dictatorship. That's what it would be. It would be a dictatorship in about 5 years after that.
What do you think the rest of the Constitution? Like, do you think it would?
It
even
wouldn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Constitution's out the window. You take away the Second Amendment, Constitution doesn't matter because what are the people going to do? Nothing. They have no weapons to rise up against this shame of a fucking government that just popped up. So,
Do you think we'd be thrown in
welcome.
jail because of our awesome podcast?
Yes, absolutely. We might go to jail anyways. I mean,
That's
if
true.
we had probably, 1 million followers, there's a good chance.
If we only had a few more followers from people liking, subscribing, and sharing. If you want to see us in jail, like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. If you hate us, but you want to see us in jail, like, subscribe, and share. If we had 1 million followers, we would definitely be in jail.
Well, I think we'd be getting looked at more so than we are.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have a bigger file. Right now, we probably got the fucking intern at the FBI. We'd have an actual FBI guy or NSA guy. Right now, we've got some kind of intern.
We got the real agent.
We got the guy that couldn't quite pass whatever exam to get into Quantico, so they just put him on us.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I mean, either if they got rid of the Second Amendment, the country would be over. I mean, you can say we're being hyperbolic, but I don't think we are. Because if they actually got rid of the Second Amendment, one, there are probably tens of millions, if not, I don't know, arguably close to 100 million people that are going to be like, fuck you, I'm not giving up my guns. And I don't even know if they could ever get rid of them all. So I think the country would be over because we would be fractured and we'd basically be in like a Mad Max style thing. And then the whole rest of the world would be speaking Chinese while we're all like trading bullets for mother's milk.
Yeah.
That's you get rid of the Second Amendment, you're going to be trading your precious ammo for mother's milk.
Yeah,
Call me Nostradamus, motherfuckers.
I don't think that's too far off from the truth.
I know. I don't even know why that's like the one thing from that movie I'll always remember.
I don't know either. But
Mother's
this is like
milk.
this is the third time you brought it up.
I don't know. I really do like the new one, and I think they're coming up with another one.
We are. I think it's just about Furiosa.
What the fuck is that?
The girl.
Dumb. They're not gonna have Mad Max. I'm not watching it.
Charlize Theron. Theron.
She did all right, but I'm not watching it if it doesn't have Mad Max in it. And if he's like a secondary character, I'm not watching it.
I'm just telling you that's what it's about.
Well, then I'm not watching it, and it's gonna flop because I'm not watching it. I watch every movie, Kevin.
You'll watch it because you do watch every movie.
I didn't watch Little Mermaid for two reasons. One, I'm an adult.
That's probably for the best.
Two, it's just too much bullshit woke stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't understand why Disney keeps remaking these goddamn cartoons and
well, the ones that like, and this is gonna sound a little lame, but Beauty and the Beast wasn't bad. The ones that they do that are
I actually liked the Jungle Book one.
You know what else I liked? I liked Maleficent and the sequel.
I didn't see either of those.
Those are good movies.
I didn't see Beauty and the Beast. The only one I've actually seen is Jungle Book.
I haven't seen that one.
That one's really good.
But like the ones where it's a carbon copy. I haven't seen Lion King because it's a sad movie and it's got real animals, so I think it'd be more.
Well, I mean, how can you beat the original, anyways?
But the ones that they make carbon copies,
Darth Vader as the dad.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you have like the cartoon, and it's the exact same movie but live action. Those do good. The ones are like, hey, let's say screw the cartoon and change everything. Like the Little Mermaid thing just didn't make sense. Like all her sisters were a different race because I don't know. I never watched it. Apparently there's a book about it. So I gave everybody like an insight. She didn't leave the ocean for the prince. She's just like, hey, I'm going to put my walking around feet on and just go walking around. And then it wasn't the prince that killed, what's the bad person's name? I don't know. Ursula?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
I think that's right.
It was Little Mermaid because, that's a funny thing too. woman power, she kills Ursula, but at the same time, it's even more woman power if a dude mermaid did it. So, that's a little offside rant. So I didn't see that movie. But and this kind of gets back to the IRS ATF rating, the FFL thing, and I'll explain later why. But anytime, like I said, you buy a firearm, you have to fill out a 4473 form. You filled them out. I filled them out for 22s only. I don't own any AR-15s or anything like that. But that's a background check. So what the fuck is all this shit about? We need universal background check. That is you. Unless I don't know how the fuck you'd ever enforce it, unless they're trying to require some type of in-person. Now, that's not a bad idea, and you can pay for it if you're selling your firearm, because when you buy a brand new firearm and you fill out that form, that serial number is tied to your ass. So if you ever sell one of your fucking guns, you either need to do a background check, and you can do them pretty cheap. It's not a bad idea to do that, but your freaking ass definitely needs to do a owner transfer form. Because if that gun's ever used for something in a murder, they're going to look up the serial number. They're going to find the owner and be knocking on your door. I'm like, I sold that thing to some dude with black teeth and an itchy neck like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
But like, what the? This is just another example of people being stupid, not knowing anything about guns. Like, seriously, we need more background checks. The only time you're going to buy a firearm from an FFL without a background check is if the dude's like in his upper 80s, knocking on death's door and just doesn't give a shit.
Well, what I see, like, they said from what they're going to do is I saw Biden trying to put legislation through to do a more advanced or background check for minors from 18 to 21 or something. I'm like, what's a more advanced background check than a background check? It just sounds like you're just keeping their fucking information. And that's what the more advanced background check is.
Well, a standard 4473, I think, like they do actually call it in. They give me your information. I think that's just to see if you basically have any current warrants.
Can't they? Well, they see if you have a felony.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to it, unless you have a concealed carry license.
It shows up your whole criminal
Then you
background.
give them the money. You still
No,
have...
it shows your background. That's what it fucking does. It shows your background, your arrests, if you have any felonies.
How is the firearm
everything.
purchasing in the great state of Iowa? Walk me through buying a gun in Iowa.
Well, to buy a pistol, I have to go down to the sheriff's office and get a card to buy a pistol. Basically, they have to, so it's good for 3 years, I think. And you have to
And
go
you can
down
buy
there.
as many pistols as you want, or just one?
Yes. You can buy as many pistols as you want for 3 years. But what they do is a background check, and they do, they do your criminal history, all that shit. And they give you a card. You go to the gun store, and you can buy a pistol. No background check. Because the sheriff's office does background checks for it already. So I feel like that's good enough for the sheriff's office, or that's good. If the sheriff says I can buy a pistol,
You still got to fill out the 4473.
yes.
But
I
you don't
do
have to wait.
I don't have to wait. I can get it immediately. That's the difference.
Immediately, like the same day, or immediately, like
Same day.
once you fill out the
I
paperwork
buy
and
that.
the
My
money,
paperwork.
you walk out.
Yes, because I got the little card that says I am licensed to buy a pistol. Now I don't have to fill that out.
So fucking stupid.
Now I don't have to fill it out because I got concealed carry now too. Because I also had to send, you have to send your concealed carry paperwork, all that stuff, to the sheriff's office.
Scott County used to be pretty bad about issuing those licenses.
Yeah, not anymore. So you send it in, and they send you a card, and I can just go buy a pistol. I fill out the 4473. They give me a pistol right there. Boom. For like 5 years.
And you don't have to wait for the background check to come back.
No.
Because it only takes like half an hour.
No.
Because didn't they used to have a waiting period in Iowa?
It used to be 3 days.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you got a guy coming in like breathing heavy and sweaty.
Now it's different. Like, let's say I go to a turkey banquet or something. I win a shotgun. You know, because
Oh,
you
yeah,
buy
Iowa.
raffle tickets.
Like, where the
Like,
fuck
you
are
go,
we going
like,
to a turkey banquet?
turkey banquets or like Pheasants Forever or Ducks Unlimited or something. You put a raffle ticket in, you win a gun.
Which
You have
you
to fill
did.
out. I have. So you have to fill out all the paperwork, and then you have to have a waiting period for like 3-4 days or something.
That's dumb.
It's weird. Yeah,
He didn't even ask for it. Kind of. I mean, I guess you kind
I
of
did because I put my
You hinted at it when you filled out the ticket.
the raffle.
It's like, you know what? I might like that 12 gauge with a little duck on it.
You know,
Look at
for
you.
a 1 in 12 chance, I'll take it. You know,
And you did. Do you still have that gun?
I do.
Never say you have any guns, Kevin.
It's a shotgun. I go hunting.
I don't.
I do.
I just enjoy. You could say that, like, I got my very first gun. I'm pretty sure was bought in a gas station in the 60s for $65. Back when America was cool.
That's awesome.
And I will never get rid of that gun. It's not worth shit.
Gas station bathroom gun.
The ammo for that gun is worth more than the gun because nobody sells 25 ACP anymore.
All right. You can either get like one of your male enhancement things or this pistol in this gas station bathroom.
Yeah, it's like, it was weird. You used to be able to buy guns in gas stations. But, and I got like Punisher fucking furniture on it and stuff because they changed the grips, and it's just I love that gun. It's not overly reliable unless it's well oiled, but I love that gun. So in Texas, you never have a waiting period. You go fill out the 4473, and they I think if you don't have a concealed carry, you have to wait for like maybe half an hour for it to come back. But once you have your concealed carry, you still fill it out, you pay the money, and then you just walk out the door with the gun because, like you said, in order to get a concealed carry, you've gone through a background check. So they're like, well, yeah. And I don't know what they do if, like, something happens. Like,
Now, let
let's
me
say your
preface this with
background...
Iowa. They passed the open carry or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
the right to carry. So I don't know what it's like for people now.
I think open carry is stupid.
Yeah, well, it's open carry, but
Or is it right to carry? Like,
I think it's right to carry.
so you can conceal carry without a license.
I don't think I think you have to open carry.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not doing that. I would never do that.
Conceal and carry, you have to have a license.
See, we have constitutional carry, so it's kind of weird. We have
That's what it
constitutional
is.
carry, which means
That's
you can
what-
conceal carry
Can you?
without a license.
Really?
But I don't know how it is there in Texas. There's like different. There's so many fucking caveats to that. It's almost, you might as well get your license. And the reason why I have a Texas license is because it's reciprocal with like everybody but Illinois and the West Coast, and then maybe a couple like New York and like the North.
Yeah, New York's
the
garbage.
northeast corners.
You know,
That's why I didn't get the
Northeast,
Iowa
Illinois-
license, because I could have got
Northeast.
my Iowa one online, but I would have had to disarm and pack my gun away when driving through Kansas. But with my Texas concealed carry, I don't got to do that.
Yeah, the Northeast is garbage. Illinois is garbage. The West Coast is garbage.
The funny thing is, if you have a concealed carry license, you can conceal your gun in your car in Illinois.
Did you know that if, like 5 cities, I think LA, Chicago, New York, Detroit, and St. Louis, if you got rid of those, right now I think we're top 10 in gun violence. But if we took if we got rid of those 5 cities, all Democrat ran, we'd be 192nd
Well, there you go.
country.
So the real trick to ending gun violence is not to elect Democrats.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know why? Because they run their fucking cities into the ground and they don't allow policing.
Well, we've seen plenty of examples, and this kind of gets into my next question, of criminals being let go while people who stand up like criminals, like the dude who's getting charged with like second-degree manslaughter in New York for stopping a guy who was starting to kill people and shit like that. I've seen way more stories about people getting charged for doing self-defense than criminals committing crimes. Speaking of criminals committing crimes, what do you think would happen if you lied on a 4473 like Hunter Biden did?
I'd go to jail. I'd go to jail. I'd be like, hey, can't I just go to drug school? They'd be like, no, you go to prison.
Your drug school's a slammer, motherfucker.
I can also tell you, if I owed $100,000 or $200,000 in back taxes, I would also go to jail. I would not get the misdemeanor. I would go to jail for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like
Everybody has to pay their fair share, right? Unless your name's Biden.
well, that kind of goes into my next question, Kevin. So it seems like, based on what you said, oh, by the way, during this episode, not a sponsor, I'm drinking Happy Dad, the seltzer that makes all dads happy, as long as they're not drinking whiskey that makes angry dad. So you pretty much think and believe that we live in a two-tiered justice system.
Yes.
Explain.
If you were an elite, you don't go to jail. If you're not an elite, you go to jail and get the book thrown at you. If you're
Trump's not an elite?
No, and he's probably going to prison. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think so.
He is.
What prisons? Federal or state?
Federal.
Do you think he's going to get charged in the Maricopa
No.
or
But he
in
will on
the
January 6th.
Mar-a-Lago thing?
He will on January 6th when they're going to put that one down, and he has to get tried in Washington, D.C.
But they also
bet on
have
it.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to be able to charge, arraign, and have the trial before the 2024 election?
Yes.
You don't think his lawyers are going to push that out and push for different venues and drag that out until 2024?
No. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think any judge there is going to give a shit.
You just keep appealing it. There's ways of dragging that shit out.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think.
So what you're saying is Trump is not elite. He's trash like us.
No, he's just somebody who's.
He's billionaire trash like us. He's shinier trash. That's what.
No, what he does is he's fucking against the swamp, and that's all it fucking is. It's either the elite or the people against the elite, and the people against the elite are going to go to fucking jail if they do the same thing the elite do.
I can't believe you called Trump trash. That's fucked up.
We're trash. I mean, yeah, he's trash. We're trash. Fucking 99.9% of America's trash compared to what the fucking Democrats in power think.
Does trash
unless you're a fucking
like this?
Excuse me, unless you're a woman with a dick, they think you're trash.
There's a term for that, Kevin, and you're misappropriating. It's the correct vernacular is chicks with dicks.
Sorry. If you're a chick with a dick, then you're trash. No. If you're trash.
Oh my god. I can see that. Oh god! Thank God we're not a big. You know, if we ever do make it big, this episode is gonna be the one that brings us down. If you're a chick with a dick, you're trash.
All right. Yeah.
My face hurts.
Oh, fuck. That hurt. Oh, my God. So, yes. Yeah, unless you're a fucking Democrat or related to a Democrat in Congress or Senate or a mayor of some shitty town, like some shitty city, then you're going to jail.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because well, I heard, I don't know if it was McCarthy or somebody said that like him taking the sweetheart deal actually, because they asked his lawyer if he was asked about the laptop and he said no. So McCarthy made it sound like him taking this deal actually makes it worse for him. It doesn't like erase everything. And you think Joe Biden's like, oh, my son's a good boy. I love my son. He did nothing wrong except for this. And his fucking gun charge is bullshit because not only did he lie on the 4473, a gun that was issued to him was thrown in a dumpster relatively near to school by
His girlfriend, who was married to his brother.
No, it was his. I thought it was his wife.
Nope, it was the girlfriend. Well, girlfriend at the time.
Oh, who was married? It was his brother's widow.
Yeah, brother's widow.
Which makes me think they were having an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or that dude swooped in. So
that dude's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. Have you seen that picture of his teeth before the fakes?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, crack.
Yeah, crack. He loved his crack.
He did. So,
that's why he had so many butthole pictures on his computer. Oh, wait, different crack. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, I do believe that. Well, but here's the thing, though. Like, it's so fucking blatant. Now, granted, there are dumbasses that believe that you can change your gender for one. I'm just keeping that because it's hot in the news, Kevin. It's hot in the news. Never goes away. Because for some fucking reason, we have to hear about it every fucking day.
We do.
But
it's fucking annoying.
It's like there's just blatant two-tier. I mean, about everything. They maliciously went after Trump, and they're doing it now. And then, like, we have it on tape about all the bullshit Hillary did and how fucking Comey was like, no prosecutor will bring charges for wiping a server prior or, post being.
Comey's also the one that helped fucking set Trump up with fucking the Russian collusion.
I would say that anybody, him not being in jail pisses me off more than anybody else because that's a snark motherfucker.
I don't get. Did Trump appoint him?
No. Obama did, I think. Or maybe Bush.
Well, whoever did was a fucking idiot.
But, like...
that dude is the definition of swamp.
Yeah, and the fact that he has him in charge and thrown in prison, and that snarky bastard goes around fucking... The fact that he shows his face, now it's been a little less nowadays, but the fact that he does pisses me off.
The fact that these bureaucrats can rig an election is just sickening.
Supposedly.
No, they did.
Which election?
The last one.
2022?
No, 2020.
Oh.
I'm not even saying without like voting and shit, but the Hunter Biden fucking suppression, the laptop.
Well, the funny thing is like how they went through and like we've discussed it before, everybody knew, like if you're on Facebook, that there was some fake ads like, oh man, the headline on this link says everything that I want to hear. Fake. And then they replaced it with the same shit either through suppression or they allow like, fake hit pieces on Trump or really anybody because like RFK is getting hammered right now as well, which brings us into general discussion. But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know. At some point, I guess people may or may not wake up. People, all we hear about is privilege.
No. See,
being an American is a privilege compared to most of the world, and you people are too fucking stupid to see that the country's going down the toilet because you're comfortable. And you're like, well, if I say something wrong, I'm not going to be comfortable. So it's like...
look at us.
But
we're not very comfortable, though.
We work our asses off for what we have.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And
apparently that's why we're not stupid and easily manipulated.
And we decided to put up a show that can possibly one day get us thrown in jail.
Well, if they ever get rid of the Second Amendment, the First Amendment is going to be the next thing to go. So,
yeah.
You remember that one time when you said that one thing about
all our videos will be scrubbed
with dicks?
They're trash.
That was a misspeak. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
well,
misspeak it in your jail cells.
it doesn't matter. They can cut clips from anything.
They didn't even have to cut that one.
No, I said.
There's no splicing.
Well, if you read the whole context, you know I misspoke. Nah, I still believe it though.
There ain't no AI needed for that.
I don't care. You have a mental disorder. Not my problem.
That's not very nice. What did I say to you?
Not you.
Oh.
If you're a chick with a dick, you have a mental disorder.
Well, yeah, that's true. True story. A couple of things for general discussion. What do you think about the Joe Rogan throwing down the gauntlet to that one doctor?
Hoyt or Hootie or Hoity or
some jack off with
Heidi
a fucking
or whatever the fuck
some
his name
jerk
is.
off with a bow tie.
I don't know. I just find it funny that they rose like they
It was over $1 million.
No, $2.5 million, and he still wouldn't do it.
I wonder why that is.
Because he can't back up anything he says, even though I am not anti-vax. Like, I'm anti-COVID vax because that shit was just a giant experiment. And we're seeing what's happening with that right now. I'm not going to get into details of it, but just look it up.
Doesn't matter. You just gouged her second hard strike on YouTube.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't.
We have like one viewer on YouTube. I don't understand who the hell that is.
How do you have 40 subscribers and we average like 3 views?
Because
Come on, people.
I'm assuming everybody moved over to Rumble.
Hopefully.
But and just create an account and follow us.
It's not
but
hard. And it's free.
Yeah. But so basically he doesn't think he can win the debate is the problem.
He won't.
And
Is it because there's literally stacks and stacks and stacks of evidence that everything has been saying is bullshit?
Yes. I mean, basically, anything about COVID, everything he said, he got wrong. Like a lot of people. So, but I mean, RFK was talking about just general vaccine, period. And there is some evidence that, once vaccine actually became mainstream, like in the 80s, allergies to foods went up, way up.
Foods, but I'm allergic to everything but food.
Eczema went way up. Autism
Is that when
went
you have
way
eggs
up.
in your skin?
No, that's fucking scabies.
Oh.
Eczema is just dry skin, dry, itchy skin.
Oh.
But scabies you get when you're a sailor.
That's why you eat limes.
Yeah, because that vitamin C kills the bugs. So, but autism doubled. So I mean, there's evidence pointing to where maybe vaccines do cause these things, but I think the general health benefit overweighs the slight chance. But still, there's evidence.
Well, the problem is they haven't
towards it, but they never actually researched it. No one's actually done the research if it actually. They've done small sample sizes, but they haven't done a large scale sample.
Well, here's the problem, though. Like, I do not think the benefit if all these vaccines that we've been taking, I'm assuming you're talking about the vaccines you take when you're like a toddler.
Rubella,
you're like, don't stick it in my
polio, the polio one.
But here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure the benefit outweighs the cost if you're talking about like my allergies. Now, granted, I now know I have allergies. Like my doctor thought I was a hypochondriac back in the day. But and I don't think mine. I mean, I'm just allergic to everything outside. I'm allergic to food. But like autism, stuff like that, that cost does not outweigh the benefit.
I don't know because
I feel like if it's a thing, it's completely anecdotal. But I feel like if they were responsible, they would study. I'm like, all right, this vaccine needs to be changed because it's causing this.
Oh, hold on, let's see here.
let's see here, Kevin. Do you ever feel sorry for RFK and wonder if it hurts to talk? It sounds painful, but I don't think it is. It's just his flu shot he got back in the day caused some kind of infection with his vocal cords, which makes him talk like that.
So, like the mumps, like I think 4 out of every 10,000 people will die from the mumps. So you'd have to weigh that against what you get for. I mean, if you can't eat peanuts for the rest of your life,
Or a lifelong debilitating
or whatever.
issue
I
with
mean,
autism.
what the rate of autism is to the amount
It's
of vaccine.
huge now. It's like 1 in 4.
That I mean,
It's like, very slight to really bad, but
yeah, it depends how far you are on the spectrum.
I don't think it's just vaccine. Like
I mean, is OCD a part of autism? I don't know.
I don't think like the big. He's definitely he's.
No, he's anti-vaccine.
He seems
Period.
anti-vax, but like I don't know if it's just vaccines, but you got kids on head meds. Like it's not just autism. We have like a skyrocketing amount of kids committing suicide, which you could argue has more to do with social media, video games, all that stuff.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's the social construct of how we live our lives these days. And also, keeping kids away from their peers for almost 2 years
Yeah, that was horrible.
for no reason. Because lockdowns and school closings, they did not work and they were useless because those were our least affected people during COVID.
Yeah, well, I think COVID was just handled horribly from the start, which is why one of these
It was a power gain.
Well, and we are going to do an episode on looking back on COVID and how we were, because we kind of started this podcast during COVID, didn't we? It was last year. But
it's toward the end.
But from the I think we've reminisced about like how I want to do an episode on COVID. Well, after I want to armchair quarterback the shit out of it, so I can say everybody who thought we were stupid is all wrong, because they talk about conspiracy theories is a thing of the right wing and the crazies, and they're not going to talk about how 99% of the conspiracy
theorists. Yeah,
I mean that
they never do. Well, I mean the fact that most of them are walking back what they said.
Yeah,
like, Fauci's like, I never said lockdown cities. I just I suggested it, but I wasn't the one to implement it.
It's like he doesn't think that people record.
That guy needs to be fucking. Stuff. That guy needs to go to prison.
Yeah, he needs to be prison, and all of his wealth needs to be taken away.
Yeah,
and given to the people that fell for his bullshit. Even though I feel like if you're dumb enough to blindly follow anybody without doing some of your own research, you kind of deserve what you get.
Oh, absolutely, and that's part of this problem. Like we said earlier, there's complacency in Americans to where they just want to hear whatever they're being told and just do it and just be like, oh, I've never been led astray before, when you're a fucking idiot and you're constantly led astray, but you just happen to make, enough money to where you don't have to feel the pinch. So I'm just saying, you're stupid. Do your research. You're putting this country at risk, and don't be dumb anymore. Get off your ass, fatty.
Well, I'd say it's true. I mean, I don't know about. I know that the U.S. populace has been being manipulated by the government since the 40s.
Obviously.
Probably before that, but I know for a fact we were manipulated, and it was probably a good. I think it was probably a good move that we did, but we were manipulated and allowed to get into World War II. You probably still haven't watched the movie yet, but anybody who knows anything knows that Roosevelt knew that Pearl Harbor attack was coming days before it happened.
What movie?
And did nothing.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
The 9/11 one?
Oh. You know why I'm part of that? Because it's called The Second Pearl Harbor 9/11 documentary.
Well, I don't care. It's too long ago.
What? Pearl Harbor?
No, both of them.
That's too long ago.
It was.
If you watch that 9/11 documentary, it totally changes.
They say we'll never forget. I forget about it every day until 9/10.
Well, I'm just saying. like, well, it probably wouldn't change how you feel about the government now. It just adds
No.
more fuel to the fire.
How much more can I hate this place or the government? I love America. I just hate the people running it.
Yeah, that's true. People are stupid. Everyone
Because
in
I
Washington.
guarantee if they could, the people running it would not be running it the way they are if there wasn't a constitution.
Oh no, we'd be China
Yeah.
or worse, Russia.
How one fucking piece of paper has ruined.
And I'm not saying like
So
I don't know
many
how
plans.
things are in Russia, but like the climate's just horrible.
Yeah. It's like Minnesota.
It's like salt on the wound. Not only are you oppressed by a ruthless and violent dictator, but you live in an Arctic shithole. So, quick before we wrap this up, I think we have found, which anybody who pays attention to the news will know before this comes out, that there's about a 99% chance that the people that went down to see the Titanic are dead. What are your thoughts on that?
Stop paying $250,000 to see stuff that's at the bottom of the ocean.
That you can see in a movie theater.
Yes, go to an IMAX. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard on Fox News they're talking about, oh, well, if they breathe shell, like they're dead.
They're dead. They found debris. They're dead.
Yeah, implosion. The only good thing is like, I mean, if you're going to take like a horrible accident that's super sad, the only good thing is if they're finding pieces of it, it imploded, which means they died instantly. So there's no way in hell I'm going 12,000 feet underneath the water. Nope.
No. I don't even like going 10 feet underneath the water. My ears start hurting.
I know. I don't like it.
So
You got to think that's over 2 miles underneath the water. Nope.
yeah.
So yeah, that's super sad and it sucks, and I would never do it.
No,
Do you have anything else,
it sucks
Kevin?
they died. I'm sorry
yeah.
they died, but you got the whole Titanic experience.
Oh my god, Kevin! Oh my god! I did not realize. I guess it never dawned on me that the Titanic's been down there for over 100 years,
Has it been
and the
that
two
long?
sections of boat are like 2,000 feet away from each other.
Have you seen the I saw a photograph of what the size of the Titanic, which was the biggest boat ever created.
Oh yeah,
at the
next to
time.
like a Royal Caribbean ship.
Yeah, so tiny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of. I guess it's neat, but they're like, okay, send down a robot with a camera, and if it dies, who cares? It's a
This
robot.
is James Cameron's fault.
It is.
If he wouldn't have made that movie, people would not be dead today. Because
It's
people
not a
wouldn't
horrible
care.
movie. You know, I don't actually mind
Hold on,
James
that
Cameron.
movie. That movie fucking sucked until the boat hit the fucking iceberg.
I mean, it was like, showing like what it's like to be on the Titanic before you died.
I guess, I don't know. I
Did
didn't
you
really care
know
about
that
the whole,
one or two of the people
I had to spend 3 hours watching two people court each other where one person dies? Who
Yeah,
cares?
and then the girl let the guy die.
Yeah, so just give me the part where they hit the iceberg. Let me see the ship.
You know
sink,
what's
and
something
bam,
that's kind of eerie?
Awesome movie.
You know something kind of eerie, Kevin?
I
think it might have been the captain and the owner of the company. He's like the great grandson of one of the survivors of the Titanic.
See, cursed. It's his fault.
Just
That's a
saying.
curse.
There's just no way in hell. Fuck that. Because as soon as you get a leak at pressures like that deep, it's there's all.
Like
So
you
I
said,
wouldn't
I'd rather go to space than go under the ocean.
Yep. At least you know where you're at. It's a hell of a lot
Yep.
easier to find you in the upper troposphere or even into space around out there than it is underwater. Because we know
Yes.
way more about the entire universe
Than
than we know about
underneath.
our oceans.
They could have been. Maybe they were hit by a giant squid.
That's where
Maybe the crack
go.
Maybe the Kraken or a megalodon got them.
Megalodon. They went through the perma fog.
For that movie Meg, that movie was awesome.
Yeah, it actually wasn't bad. I enjoyed that movie.
Jason fucking Statham.
Fuck yeah, that dude's bomb. He's like Chuck Norris's weird third cousin.
There's our movie reference. Oh, we made a couple of them.
I was make that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if I got anything else. You got anything else? Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And this has been a most awesome, epic, once again, episode of The Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common sense!
Common sense, baby!
Common sense!
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Don't get in a submarine.